I don't know about you, but there's something about graveyards that I find unnerving, especially at night. Now, let me be clear. I know for an absolute certainty that the people who are at rest in the graveyard are in fact at rest. There are no ghosts or spirits floating around in a graveyard. The Bible is clear. When you die, you are dead and you are gone. And yet there's something about a graveyard that puts us off. Now imagine one night you're walking past a graveyard and you start to hear screams coming from among, the tombstones. And if that isn't bad enough, if you look hard enough, there, off in the shadows, is a madman running around cutting himself with stones. I don't care what your theology is, that will unnerve the best of us. So I want you to imagine the scene. You know the man who lives in the graveyard, or at least you've heard the stories. He's strong and he's dangerous because what you've heard is that the man, he's demon-possessed. He's so strong that with Samson-like strength, this guy can break chains and shatter shackles. There's no holding this guy back. And when he yells at you, this is not his voice you hear, but it's the voice of a demon. This is the stuff of nightmares. And this guy, he's living it. Now get this. To the best of our knowledge, this man has never seen Jesus before. And yet the moment he sees Jesus, he runs towards him. And instead of attacking Jesus, he falls at Jesus' feet like a person would do when they want to worship. Those words fell down in the Greek actually translate to worship. Despite his spiritual condition, this man was able to recognize his need for Jesus to save him and Jesus' ability to save him. And Jesus does what nobody else could do. He didn't subdue the man. He subdued the demons within the man. What chains could not restrain, Jesus does so by his very presence. The demons know exactly who Jesus is and what he can do to them. So they make a request. Send us into the pigs. Now think about this. The demons thought that possessing a pig was better than the alternative. We don't know what that alternative is, but apparently it's worse than living in a pig. In this story, we see the great controversy being played out. And at the heart of this war is the revelation of two very different kingdoms. Notice that in this story, the kingdom of Satan enslaved a man and led him to a place not of the living, but the dead. There can be no better symbol of Satan's kingdom than that of a graveyard, because in the end, all who follow Satan will die. Now contrast that with Jesus, who set a man free and then restored him to the land of the living. There is no greater symbol for the kingdom of Jesus Christ than the freedom that comes, that gives us life. And that was our nugget for today. Again, have a look at your lesson. I'll see you tomorrow.